Big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, The Twin Flame Union. And in this channeling session, the Divine Masculine is reminiscing about all the things that have happened in his life. And he is trying to understand the experience that he has had in so far in all these years. And when he's thinking about the complete experience, he feels that it is the Divine Feminine who has played a pivotal role, a very important role in making him feel the way he feels now. He's more relaxed, he's more mature, he's more responsible, and most importantly, he's more masculine. The imbalance is caused when the feminine is not fully feminine and the masculine is not fully masculine. So when they both realize their roles and responsibilities in the human society, in their existential world, then only they are able to, join forces, combine. Now, at this point in time, this energy is where he is all by himself. There is no contact yet. There is no communication yet. He has not called her. He has been contemplating on it since a long time that maybe I should just drop a message. But it would be so weird if I just write hi. She would be like, hi, who the hell are you? Why are you messaging me? What's your, now after all this while? So he's actually thinking of ways of how to approach her again. What should I say to her? How should I start the conversation? And how is she going to take this conversation? What if she doesn't like it at all? What if she hates me? Or what if she's forgotten me? Or what if she has someone in her life? He's contemplating all those things. But at the same time, what has made him reach to this conclusion is when he was completely all by himself. And when I say completely all by himself means, doesn't matter if he's dating someone or he's with somebody else or he's married or whatever, that doesn't matter. He obviously met the Divine Feminine before he got into any of these situations. Much before that. Much before he knew that he was waiting for her. And when she came into his life, he knew that she was the one. Whatever happened, things didn't work out. There were issues, there were crises, there was, all of the trauma, the triggers. Before that, when everything was peace and calm and everything was tranquil, even if that peace and tranquility was only there for a week, in his mind, he knows that in that 1 week or right before she entered his life, he was in those energies that he was ready to meet her. That 1 month or that whatever time he had, he realizes that he was very peaceful at that time. He was so peaceful, so relaxed. He just knew that she's around there and she popped up, somehow. And then whatever happened was. So he's saying that he's talking about his shadow self now. He's thinking about all the, darkness he possessed. And when I say darkness, I don't mean it in an evil way. I mean it in the way that there were so many things he lacked, he feel, as a human being to understand life. And he was so angry, he was so upset, he was so lost. There were so many shadows which he was constantly around, but he was not facing them. And now he thinks that she was there in those shadows. She was there in those shadows, right there, deeply into those shadows, and only when he started facing the shadow self. So here he actually is talking about, energetically, he's talking about working on his shadow self, because the more he worked on his shadows, the more he got closer to her. It's very important to know someone mentally. It's very important to know someone for real. Even if he's looking at all her content and pictures and videos and old messages and reminiscing whatever happened, or he's probably just checking what she's doing, things like that. Whatever he sees in front of him, he feels that he probably missed out on all these details because he wasn't facing the shadows, his own shadows, the things he had hidden in his closet. He was not willing to face it. Why was he doing those things? Why was he running away? Why was he so scared? Or why was he so angry at her? Why didn't he trust her? Because he was not facing his own shadows. And he has this very clear idea about it right now. Very clear idea. Because he faced them. So he's like, every time I faced one shadow, one element about her would pop up in front of me. Like, oh my God, how come I never noticed it when she was with me? Or he's just going through old messages and he catches something very beautiful she had written to him. And he goes like, oh my God, how did I miss it? Back then, how did I miss this emotion of hers? How did I miss this love of hers? How did I miss all of this? What the hell was I doing? What the hell was I reading actually? Or what the hell was I looking into? So he's now seeing it, and then he says that he feels the emptiness in his heart, in his mind, in his soul, everywhere. Or he had felt it, he had faced the emptiness. And he feels that all his life, it was actually the emptiness that was troubling him so much. Nothing else. The hollowness. He felt a hollow feeling. You know, when you wake up in the morning sometimes, you have a very hollow heart. You feel it. You feel like you have nobody. Even if you're surrounded with love, you feel you have nobody. Or maybe it is in those moments when you don't have anyone around and you're alone, or you are alone but you feel lonely. Maybe you're just alone and in a great space but you're feeling lonely. But when you realize that this loneliness is also a fear, I'm never really lonely as such. And he's thinking that she's always been with me. Even if I said to her, even if I thought, or even if I assumed that it will be over, it will never work out. How has that really worked out for me so far? Because she's always in my mind, she's always in my heart. I'm always checking her out. Like, what the hell, who am I trying to fool? I cannot fool anyone. I cannot fool my own self anymore. I gotta face myself that yes, I do love her. So he's saying that everything that he was doing externally, everything that he was doing was external, bodily, physically. He was trying to do to just was a total wastage of his time. It didn't lead him anywhere. It hasn't led him to any place so far. But still he's saying that somehow the shadows and this emptiness and all of this wastage of time is leading him to her. It's almost like he now knows the beginning very well. And when you know how it all began, you know how it will end also. And he's not getting very dramatic or very poetic or anything. He's just thinking that he belongs to her. That's it, in simple words. A lot of it he is giving credit to the relationships that happened after her and some of the relationships that happened before her also. Because it was before meeting her, whatever he experienced had led to the belief or had led to the fear in him that this will not work out because they were so different from each other. So he's thinking that all those people who were so similar to me, if that didn't work out, how the hell will this work out? Would this have worked out? He thought that back then. So he's blaming the past relationships, and then he's also thanking the past relationships because he's thinking that, okay, had I not gone away from her, had I not acted in this way, I would have never known what true love really feels like, because he's feeling the love for her despite not being with her physically. And that is actually the real way of loving someone. You don't love people physically, you love people from their soul. You love the soul and you feel the connection. When you feel the connection, when the connection does not depend on anything outside of you, it's completely internal, completely personal connection. That's when you realize, and that's when you really enjoy love. Love is a very enjoyable feeling. The only thing is you need to know, you need to feel it. If you don't feel that enjoyable feeling called love, you'll never feel it for real. It has got nothing to do with bodily experiences as such. I mean, the bodily experiences, obviously they matter. We are supposed to be the perfect combination of matter and mind, spiritual and material. But he also feels that when it comes to loving her, he loves the essence, he loves the presence, he just loves her. And for that, he doesn't even need her physically. But she's occupied his mind so much that he knows that there is a physical manifestation that will surely happen. Because all the separation, all the anger, all the frustration was also a physical manifestation of his own belief system, his own negativity, his own pain, suffering, whatever he was going through. So how, so that's why he says, I know the beginning and I know the end also. I know where this is gonna go. Eventually, she's gonna be with me. Eventually, she's gonna be mine. But he feels that emptiness. He feels the hollowness. He's heaving through, how you feel when you heave a sigh. When you feel something, you heave a sigh. So he's looking at the world around. He's looking at all the trauma that people are going through, and then he's sort of able to see the trauma. When he's now looking at people or now looking at their reactions or behaviors or mannerisms, he's actually thinking in his head that I kind of understand why they're doing this. They have wounds. They have pain. He feels that he made so many futuristic plans. He did so many things, like he was goal oriented, or he was like, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to live a very happy life, and nothing really worked out the way he thought it would, because he was completely living in the future as much as the feminine was completely living in the past. That's why she had depression, and that's why he had anxiety. So depression is connected to thoughts of the past, uncomfortable thoughts of the past, and anxiety is uncomfortable thoughts of the future. So he was very futuristic. He thought that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to get a degree, then I'm going to get this job, and then I'm going to focus on this. And he is a very logical, practical person. So logical, practical people are also studious, but they are more into the theory and less into the practical. So the universe wanted to give him a practical of what he was studying. And for the universe, for what they had planned for the feminine, she had too much practical and very less theory. So all this research work that you do online or wherever during separation or before separation also, this is all your theoretical knowledge that you have to seek. Oh, this is what I went through. Oh my God, this is, there's a name for this. Oh my God, there's a name for this term. It all starts from twin flame, because for twin flame journey also, they have no idea what it is. They experience it, they go through the pain, they start, researching about it, and they find out about the dark night of the soul, now these masculines, they probably knew the terms also, but they never knew what it was really like. He feels that he always wanted to be a very healthy man, bodily healthy again, physically healthy. And he had read so much about how, there are so many self-help books. The divine masculine has been somewhat like a health, fitness enthusiast. Most of them are like that. Most divine masculines, if they are real, if they are genuine in the twin flame journey, then they realize early on in their life that being healthy is very important for them, for the body, for everything. But it is the divine feminine that they look at and see that she's not doing anything, which is fitness related, or apparently doesn't look like that. Then how is she able to be so healthy or be so inspiring, so positive? Then he further, realizes, because he's been reading things that she shares, or whatever he knows of her, he's making his assumptions. He realizes that she used to tell him this. When they were together, when they were in a relationship, she used to talk about thoughts, she used to talk about mind, she used to talk about all these things which did not make sense to him, like intuition, belief, love, and blah, blah, blah. It was blah, blah, blah for him at that time. Now he's realizing that, my healthy body is a result of my healthy mind. Because when he was away from her, he went through, a lot of situations where he felt very deeply like, he's not happy. He's doing everything. He's doing exercises, or he's doing yoga, or he's doing this, or he's doing that. Everything he's tried out, but he is not happy. And there was also a phase of, substance abuse. For some of the people, it could be just alcohol. Now, I had done a channeling which is on the other channel, which is the Twin Flame Universe, about how the divine masculines are into drug consumption and things like that. It may not apply to everyone, it may not be true for everyone, because I could see a lot of darkness in that energy, because he was too much into materialism. When you're too materialistic, when you're too bodily oriented, when everything is about physical 3D, then there will be, believe it or not, there will be substance abuse. You could be alcoholic, you could be smoking a lot of cigarettes, like non-stop, you could be doing drugs, or you could be suffering so much that the doctor would have prescribed you medicine. So this way or that, the chemicals are going to go to your body. There are so many psychologists also, they give so many drugs, and later on the people get hooked on to those drugs because the drugs make them feel some kind of dependence. Every time they want to feel happy, they have to take that pill, or every time they want to feel relaxed, they have to take some pill. So he has some way or the other, because every person is different, I would say. This energy is belonging to those divine masculines who they want to look good, they want to be presentable, they want to be healthy. But over a period of time, and ever since they met the divine feminine, they've realized one very crucial aspect of a healthy body is the healthy mind. So you must be thinking, how come in the channeling we are talking about this? But this is what the channeling is about. This is the energy. So he is sharing that I never knew what true health is. I never knew what true happiness is. Now I know. And now I can see why you are so happy, or why you look so content. You may be having 100 things on your head, or 100 things to do, but you are able to do everything. Now he's also trying to sort of put the blame on bad relationships. So he could be talking about the karmic he met after going away from the divine feminine, or he could be talking about the people he was communicating with. Sometimes you don't even need to have sex with someone, and you can have a proper fling with them, because the level of romance is very high. So he feels that he's met some people who were so romantic, but he didn't feel any depth in them. He didn't feel they were real. He felt it was all superficial, all scripted, because he's been like that, no? So now he's like, even if I try to talk to 100 other women, 100 other people, but it's never as good as thinking about you or talking to you. So he's contemplating already that they need to go back. He said that I made a mistake. I was, way too, I was doing a lot. He thought that he is the doer. He's the controller of his world. Then he felt that all the tears, he didn't cry. He had stopped crying, because the masculines should not cry and the feminines should cry, actually. So he stopped crying. He's become more mature. He started soaking in the feelings, and somewhere he feel that it has all happened because of her. Because had she not vanished, now you would be thinking that he was the one who vanished. But energetically she vanished too, because she moved on from him, and some of the divine feminines, they figured out while doing the inner work, or during the final stages, or after surrender. And those of you who are listening to me also right now, that or maybe you are listening to this so that you understand it, that this is not going to work out like this. I got to live my life, and I'll have to give some time to myself. I have to devote time to my personal development. So he felt that she vanished, and now he has to make sure that whatever he went through, all the pain, all the, teary emotions, all of that, he's trying to collect it all. He's trying to, put it all together. And he's saying that I have lost her. She's no longer mine, He started from talking about shadows, and now he's saying that finally, after all the collection he has done of the emotions, he can see like an image of her, an outline of her, basically, a side profile or an outline of her body. But he's also scared that she might forget him. She would have forgotten him. Why would she remember him? And he also worries that even if so much time has gone by, and even if she could have forgotten him, but he's still scared that does she still remember all the bad things I did to her? Has she forgiven me or not? Maybe she hasn't. And his eyes are wet. So he's not trying to cry fully. Like he's not, the tears are not rolling down his cheeks, but his eyes are moist. And he is, and this is, I don't think anything in this channeling is negative or towards, like pointing at her. No. He's completely in those energies where he's really missing her. He's trying to find a way. He's thinking, he's, creating some kind of a script in his head because he knows that the other superficial scripts don't work with her. It will never work with her. He needs something deep, something real, something true. What does he need to do? He needs to do something. What? He has done all the stupid things. Now he wants to do as per his soul is guiding him. He doesn't want to be the doer, but he wants to take the inspired action. So he's also waiting for the right time. He's waiting for the right emotion. But at the same time, he's in pain. He's in pain that he doesn't want to lose her. He's scared of losing her. He's thinking to himself that I'm going to try my best because, it's like when he ignored her, he didn't take up his calls, he tried her to told her to get lost. He has done all of those things to her. So now he's thinking, what if she does the same to me? What if she's gonna tell me, why are you calling me? Get lost. I might have to try again. I might have to find a way. Something very different, something very unique. I might have to see what a routine is like. And this is not a stalker-like behavior. Let me tell you that. He's not stalking her. He's not an obsessive lover. Let's understand that. This time he's being a genuine lover. And when you are a genuine lover and you have made your true love upset because of your wrongdoings or your bad actions, then you want to make it all right. There is a beautiful saying in Hindi actually, and it's in Punjabi also. I don't know, of course you guys won't know this language, but I would say a line from there. It says that रूठे रब को मनाना आसान है, रूठे यार को मनाना मुश्किल. So what he is thinking is something on the same lines that he can, when you word ruta means someone who's upset with you, and yar means love, yar. So he is saying that रूठे रब को मनाना, Rab is God. It's easy to, pacify, or it's easy to bring back the God, Almighty God, if you upset them. It's easy, but it's very difficult to convince or pacify Yar, as in the beloved, the upset beloved. It's more difficult, much more difficult. Even God will come back to you, but that Ruta Yar will not come back to you. So he is, contemplating it like that I'd probably go to God, he's thinking now, God is my only hope. Probably I'll pray to God, and maybe he does too. He makes a prayer to God, he asks for help. He's never done these things before because remember his upper chakras are blocked. So if your upper chakras are blocked, your intuition, your third eye, throat, crown, heart, these are upper chakras. So your connection with the divine is very bleak. But because of the divine feminine, he has started establishing this connection, or those chakras are getting unblocked. And let me tell you, it is because of the inner work she is doing. So all those people who tell me or ask me, can you heal my masculine? I tell them, we can work on you. We can definitely heal you. We'll have to either, for some of you, it's a fast healing. For some of you, it's not. You need a little bit of hand holding during the therapies, and then you have to be on your own. Some people in between, they do take sessions because they feel like the hand holding must continue in between. But still, the idea is to make you independent. You should not even be needing the therapist. You should not be needing anyone after a point of time. Of course, it's not easy to do this. I'm not saying it will happen in a day or two. Everyone needs to put in this work. I have done this work. For me, of course, my whole life was about inner work. Maybe that's the reason why I'm here today doing this. Because ever since I was born, ever since I was a child, all I wanted was nirvana. It was so funny also. Because imagine a 10-year-old child, when you are asking a 10-year-old child, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? He says, I want to get nirvana. It's really hilarious. But from the child's perspective, maybe that's why we need to all thank our parents, because our parents, no matter what you say, programming was not good. There are so many people who have the best programming. But their karma or they're predestined or whatever they have, their previous destiny is such that planet Earth is a place that everyone has to go through pain. No one is going to be spared from the hands of Maya. But it is the lucky ones, it is the ones who have the grace of the God. Those are the people who are going to find their path. And you don't have to be like a, typical image of a spiritual person, like you can be a householder, you can do whatever you want, and you can influence people in your own world. All types of people you can influence in your own world. And you can be in any profession and you could still be on the ascension journey. Literally any profession. You don't have to be a monk. This is Twin Flame Journey is not for monks or sannyasis. Let me be very clear with that, guys. Twin Flame Journey is only for householders. So he sort of understood that he doesn't need to change anything. He just needs to be a more real person, and then only he will come back to her. And God is going to help him now. So on that note, I'm going to be ending this beautiful channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.